I hope y'all are all having an awesome day. And okay, here we go. Welcome to Brunch with Brite. I'm Marcy Hubbard, owner, founder, session stylist here at Brite Beauty, and today we're gonna bring on Elise from Prim and Lovely. So I'm just gonna wait for her to pop on here and bring her in live. So Elise, as soon as you hop on, if you will just request to join. Here we go. There.
Hi.
Hey girl, hey.
How are you?
So good. How are you?
Good, good. So excited to do this. Cheers.
Honey,
by the
cheers.
way.
Yeah. Oh, look at yours. It's cute. I need that fun little straw.
I had to have sparkling water because I'm doing like 14 days with no alcohol until my birthday, which is in 8 days.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
That's challenging.
crazy.
14 days, no alcohol.
I know. Yeah. Trying to like clear my mind, get ready for like new things that are happening, manifest some stuff, and
Mm,
just live a more healthier life.
love that. All the zen. I'm feeling your zen right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I'm gonna sit down lower because I feel like I'm too high. And during Corona too. Like you're
Yeah.
going alcohol free during the Roni.
Well, it's because, to be quite honest, like I did drink when this all happened. It's like, oh, let's have margaritas. And me and my boyfriend been like creating new like cocktails. But it was just kicking my tail into where like I'm now a year older. I wake up and it's like 2 days that I'm just completely out of it. So I'm like, I can't have those 2 days to where I am just tired, have no energy, just feel sick. And
Girl,
I'm like, dadgummit. Why did I not keep that dress? I think I actually rented that dress.
Mm,
So
it was a
yeah,
good one.
should have just been like, hey, can I buy this from you?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your journey. I'm going to glance up here. Occasionally, I have my questions taped
Okay.
up there
Yeah.
so I don't forget to ask you anything.
Yeah.
But tell the Bright Beauty crowd, your crowd that's joining, your story. How did you become a florist and how did you start your business?
Yeah, so I've been doing this for about 7 years. I started when I was and I cannot decide if I was either a sophomore or a junior in college. So that kind of tells you my age. I'll be 28 in 8 days. But yeah, I was in journalism class one day and I knew that I always wanted to go the route of like communication journalism because that's what I studied. But um, this is really funny because a lot of people say this. They watched the movie Wedding Planner with J-Lo
Mm-hmm.
in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I watched it the night before in my dorm room and I was like, that would be so fun just to have like a side gig and just work and do something while I'm in school because I had always worked. When I was legal to work at 16, I literally jumped in and I was like, I'm working. So yeah, I just
Same girl.
researched.
Shout out.
Yeah, exactly. I love working, love it so much. So I just researched some people in my college town who did that, and I ran across this girl. She was so cute, and I was like, oh my gosh, she has like the same style. It would be so fun to do weddings with her. So I put in my resume, which resumes back in the day are probably like nothing. I used to lifeguard, and I'm in school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started doing weddings with her, and it evolved into like a full-time position. And then I decided she rebranded her company. So I had to take a step back and I just went into corporate America and did my own thing in sales. But I was still doing some weddings like for my friends, which I was on a specific contract, I won't get into that, with her, to where I could not do any weddings in like for a mile radius of 250. So I got this amazing opportunity to work for a tech company, because my previous career, I mean, I've always been in this career, but previous before this was in sales. So I moved up to Dallas in 3 weeks, and I thought, you know, that's the 250-mile radius. You can do whatever you want. So I just said, you're going to start your own business. And I did. Of course, it took a while. And I would say the past like 2 years, I've been full on with my own business. So it's been great. I love it so much. It is a dream job, dream career. So yeah.
You know, I love what you said about moving to Dallas enabled you to pivot and really then do, you know, for a while you were working corporate and your business, but it allowed you to explore that. And I think during this time, especially, right, everybody's looking at how do we pivot? How do we make changes? How can we grow? And it really is a great time to like reinvent yourself or take care of the things that you needed to take care of before. We've talked about that a lot, like some of the things that we've been doing. So for you, like, what are some of the things that you've been doing like to prepare for the future when business opens back up? Now I heard I'm actually quarantining in Colorado right now.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. I'm like having to I'm having to get the news in. So Colorado's opening up this coming Monday, like salons and everything. But I know it's different in Dallas. I've been trying to keep the flow. But y'all are open for doorstep deliveries right now, right? We're doing that in Dallas. Okay. And then yeah. So just tell me, like, what have you been doing during this time? What are you planning for the future?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously no one really planned within their like Q1, Q2 of this quarantine. So the biggest thing that I plan for, and like a lot of people do know this, but I'm not sure like if you know this as well, but my plan was to obviously book a lot of weddings for fall, but I was supposed to launch my product design, which I applied for my patent last October. So that has been completely just stopped and halted, both of those, just because one, China and manufacturing, that doesn't go hand in hand, and just weddings. So a lot of my brides have been a little scared to still get married in fall, which I'm like, this is not going to happen by any means. But what I've been doing is the orders that, and a lot of floral designers, what we have to do is we have to make at least 2 months in advance for the floral orders for your wedding. So I still have to pay for those orders, because you can't tell the wholesaler, well, I can't pick these up. You have to help them out as well. So I have been just saying, hey, I'm going to create something and I'm going to have a shop. And I got a lot of orders in the past like few weeks, and I'm also doing Mother's Day. So that's kind of like how I've been pivoting, is doing like floral orders. And then I'm also launching a new quote unquote business for elopements here next week with a really talented wedding planner here in Dallas. So that's all I'm going to give you, just because that's going to be really fun. But you'll see that happening. A lot of other designers and wedding planners are going to hop on the whole elopement type of thing. It's easier, it's more affordable, of course, and it gets our brides married. So to where they, if they want to have a big celebration later when that's allowed, then they can do that, but they're still going to get married.
That's really smart, because I know a lot of our brides either elected to do, at the beginning or at the tail end of this, they like, well, we still want to have a little small ceremony, and then we're going to wait and have our bigger ceremony in fall. And to your point, in fall, I mean, we're planning for a big fall. So I think it's, life will look a little bit different when we open up and all of us wearing our mask. I have a cute mask.
I do too.
Yeah, we got to have cute masks. So yeah, I wish I could sew. That's something I'd be throwing out. Man, talk about turning $1 really quick if you could make a mask.
Sure. Yeah, I have a really good friend who's been like, she calls it, I'm making coin. So she has been making some coin with her mask. She's been sewing every single day. So yeah.
Love that. Yeah, that's a good business to be in right now. Yeah. Okay, what is your favorite aspect? You do these beautiful floral arrangements. What is your favorite aspect about designing floral?
Yeah, so one, it's just like my creative outlet. And a lot of people talk about like painting is their like meditation or just something that can clear their mind. So for me, I feel completely like free and just motivated when I'm playing with flowers. So, like, even just designing flowers just for myself to have at the home, like, it makes me happier. So, I would say that's like one of the biggest aspects, but also like designing flowers. And I'll say this to the day I die is that it's God's creation that I get to like make a design out of it, like a piece of art. So that's really cool. I look at it like, oh my
That
gosh,
is so beautiful.
I know. You look at it and it's something that is, it's not man-made. It's grown. It's something from God, and I get to create something that he made and just make it a piece of art, make it my own. So,
You're like about to make me cry for real right now. I mean, that sounds, but like really, that's so impactful, and it's neat to see how passionate you are about it. And I love, like, for example, me thinking about flowers, I never would have thought that, right? It's not my industry. I love flowers. They're beautiful. They brighten up a space so much. They're so important, to make things beautiful. My husband and I don't quite see. Every time we go to the store, I want to pick out flowers. He's like, "We're not spending $20 on those flowers." I go, "Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
yeah,
They're beautiful in the space." I know you don't get
yeah,
it, but it's a thing. But for you, like, that's really interesting. Like, you feel like it's taking God's handiwork and then you're
yeah,
putting your handiwork touch on it to
yeah,
create something even like special to like you and your clients and your customers. And it's
right.
definitely like heart and hands
Yes.
melded together. Love, love, love
It is
that.
my favorite thing, and that's what I fell in love with, like florals and just designing certain things, and just putting like a twist to every single like wedding I do. So yeah.
What would you say is kind of your specialty? Maybe educate us a little bit about the flower bouquets and kind of like the differences and like what your specialty might be in your realm.
Yeah, so I will definitely say that one, none of my weddings look very similar just because every single bride and couple are not the same. So every wedding should not be the same. I see a lot of florists out there that have like a mainstream, like this is exactly what every design looks like. They work with about 5 different types of flowers and it's the same thing every single time. So, and that's something that they sell. But for me, it's called storytelling. So I'll definitely pitch that to my brides and my clients that your story, your aesthetic, and your personality is going to be tied within these floral designs. So someone doesn't walk in and say, oh, this looks exactly like the wedding that I attended last Saturday. This looks exactly like so and so. This looks exactly like Marcy and her husband. So that's what I do. I get to know my brides very well on a personal level, just so that I can like create something that is specifically for them.
I love it. Okay, do you have an arrangement behind you?
Yeah, I do. It's like almost dying. I
Oh, it looks
some are.
beautiful though. I mean, from here it looks really pretty.
Yes, it's the one that I created the other day.
Your stories are so fun to watch. When this whole COVID thing started and I was heading out of town right about that time, I messaged you, but I saw that was so sad. Like, your wholesaler had all the huge warehouse wholesaler
Oh yeah.
had all these flowers in store and they were just gonna sit there and die. So you were gathering them together, making bouquets to deliver to people, and you started taking orders at that time. And I thought that was
Yeah,
such a great thing.
like when I walked in there, like I actually cried just because like one, I'm very close to my wholesaler. She's so sweet. Um, a lot of the people got furloughed, which is it's so sad. I haven't gotten to see her in about a month, but I walked in and I'm like, I've got to grab some stuff, and I just had faith that these would get off my hands, that I wouldn't actually lose money. Of course, I invested some money in it myself, but I did. I made some coin, and I not only helped myself and helped my business, like I helped the wholesaler by getting some stuff that, you know, didn't go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't
I love
mold up.
that.
Like, that's the worst, when you just have to dump flowers
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, it's
That's
been,
sad.
yeah. Yeah, it's so sad. So when I
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, everybody get your butt up here and get these flowers off their hands.
Everybody buy flowers. I love it. What does the wedding day look like for you? So kind of the beginning to the end in a nutshell, what is that? Obviously, there's a lot of prep that goes on
Mm-hmm.
before the wedding day, just in ordering design, the consultation before, and then ordering design, etc. But like, how does that flow of day go for you?
Yeah, so it's really more of like the week of the wedding. So a lot the people who follow me know that the one day that I hate is processing day. And processing day is, it takes many hours, but I have to get the flowers. They're wrapped up in whatever they are in. And I have to take the foliage off, cut into them. And that takes, I mean, it takes, depending on how many like workers you have, or you know how many flowers you have, it's like 4 hours of just cutting into stuff and putting them in buckets. So that's day one. And then like I have really great interns and assistants who will come in, and I allocate different types of tasks and designs that they'll take a hold of. So we'll do that. And honestly, a big thing for me is I have to feel creative to do the designs. So if I'm not in a creative mood to do a bridal bouquet, I will not do it until her day, which sounds like, oh my gosh, last minute, you haven't done the bridal bouquet. But it takes me about 45 minutes to design a bridal bouquet. And um, you know, when you wake, and you have experiences, when you wake up and it's wedding day, like you are so inspired, you're ready to
Mm-hmm.
go, like you have
Mm-hmm.
all the feels. So that's when, like, if I'm tired or just exhausted, I know that I will wake up refreshed the next day and have that completely ready. And it's fresh, it's more fresh. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. You wait for the inspiration and then you're like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
done. Yeah. So great.
Exactly.
Um, Very cool. So, and also for anyone who's joining us, I turned off comments, but we're going to open it up for comments at the end. So there'll be a Q&A, people pop in and off of this. So, at least for you, just know that that number is not completely accurate, that people pop in and off, and then we'll
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
up the comments and then
Yeah,
we'll
for sure.
see. Um, okay. So what do you, and you've kind of, I'm looking here at my questions. You kind of answered this, but what do you feel like, is there anything else that makes you unique as a floral designer?
Yeah.
Like, what's your superpower?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did touch base on this. And it really comes down to, every couple is different, so every wedding should be different. So I take different types of elements and I do the storytelling. So elements, color theory, different types of textures are like my three go-tos, to where everything will completely be cohesive to one another. So I will say one story that I had last fall. I did like a really beautiful wedding. It's supposed to be so customized, and one of the planners that I was working with, we ended up having a completely different color like napkin. So it was like a navy blue napkin, which we were supposed to have more like a robin's egg. And it just threw off, like
Oh,
that
wow.
tiny little detail just
Uh-huh.
threw off like a lot of the designs. So that's, I really hone in on like work. If you want to like hire your planners for design, that's awesome. But make sure like I'm really hands-on with them, because you want to make sure that all elements and everything looks very cohesive.
That's good. Good advice. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have even thought about that. And that's true. One little color change like that on the
Hmm.
napkins can
Yeah.
change the whole color scheme for all the
100%.
flowers, everything. Yeah. So, yeah, good thing to think about. Brides, remember that as you're making those
Yes.
changes. Those little changes affect the whole thing.
Yep. Exactly.
What current trends are you seeing for 2020?
Yeah, so I am loving 2020 trends right now. So, one, I want to get away from, and I get a lot of people calling me, I just want greenery. I just want greenery. And I'm like, let's stay away from greenery, because this is what's been going on. Like, people are loving the whole like dried botanicals, and
Mm-hmm.
not to where it's boho. So, get the boho out of the head. It's these very like dried, frilly type of just, I mean, you can get straw flowers. People are doing pampas, which I'm not a huge fan of because they shed like crazy, but a lot of different types of naturals that are dried. So that's giving a very monotone type of like look. And then they're bringing in a lot of elements that kind of spruce it up. So it's been fun. It's been really, really good.
Do you feel like right now in floral, it's kind of like here's what I'm seeing. Tell me if this is right. I may be totally off base, but I feel like the trend is either like that very, let me compare it to like hair and makeup.
Uh-huh.
It's like the no makeup. It's like a
Yep.
very
Yeah.
minimalist in the dried and all of the pampas grass,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. Or it's color,
Yeah.
bold, beautiful, big, like lots of floral color flowers, which
Yeah.
would I would say would be like for us, it's like no makeup, and then like full glam.
Yep.
Do you feel like it's like kind of those two
I mean, I think
camps?
there's definitely, I mean, every bride has like their own aesthetic, and I've said that before, but you'll see like bright colors, but you'll also see like the hydrangeas and the light pink flowers that have that more traditional, classy look.
Hmm.
And I really like to like I'm not a trendy type of florist, and I really don't think anybody should be like super trendy in the first place
Hmm.
because those trends die down and you have to
Hmm.
kind of rebrand yourself every single year if you want to do
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
And I've learned from one of like my favorite floral designers, Steve Steve Moore. So it's from Sinclair and Moore. Steve Moore always says 90% classic and 10% trend. So you keep
Hmm.
those like trendiness in there,
Hmm.
but you have your classic look to where you're not going to look at like your pictures, 10, 20 years from now and say, my God, why did we have these flamingo things, popping up everywhere? And that's the case. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And that's where to your comment about really tailoring it to your bride,
Hmm.
that makes the most sense
Yeah.
because, and then just guiding them through that conversation. Like we always tell our brides, like we want you to look like you just brightened up. So for you, it's like what flowers do you love? What's your aesthetic? Who are you? And
Hmm.
let's bring that out. And don't go for something that doesn't really speak to you just because
Yeah.
it's a trend,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole like dried palms and different types of stuff, like it will fade away in the next
Hmm.
year, honestly. So yeah, I totally tell my brides 90% like classic, and then let's pull in some 10% of some trendy stuff.
Love that. That's good advice. Is there a certain percent of the budget that a bride should allot for her florist?
Yeah, yeah. So it's usually between like the 10-15%. Um, and that's usually like depending on if you're wanting like a complete design of everything. There's a florist, and I say this, that there's a florist and there's floral designers. So a florist will say, what do you want? And they make exactly what you tell them. They're telling you to make. A floral designer is coming in and completely designing everything and also does flowers. So 12 to 15% depending on your budget and what you need.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that being a difference, but that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to turn on commenting. So thanks for joining us today. And so we want to open up the floor for questions. And at the end, well, we can go ahead and say now. So Elise, if somebody wanted to reach out to you and somebody wants to contact you, what's the best way to do that? What's your
Yeah.
website? All those things.
So my website is primandlovely.com, and which is really crazy. Here in about a month, I am rebranding, and I'll let you in on a sneak peek. It will be Elise Woods Design. So I'm taking my name for my business, but right now, of course, I will have the website Prim and Lovely Design for another year. But you just go on my link on Instagram, or you can just visit my website and you just inquire. There's a little tab that says inquire, and yeah.
And easy enough.
Yeah, easy enough.
And then you're on the gram. I know some people have restrictions on like they prefer not no DMs. Do you care if people DM you, or is that?
Honestly, I don't get too many people that DM me and ask for, hey, I need a quote, or I need assistance when it comes to floral design. A lot of people do just kind of like come in and say, this is how I'm going to inquire with Elise. And yeah, it's much easier. If you want a DM, totally fine. But I'm pretty much just going to say, here's my link, and this is how I'm going to be able to, focus in on your inquire. So
Love that. All right. Okay. Allie says that was so good. Yay. So informative. Look, at least you answered all the questions.
yeah. Yeah. I'm
Perfect.
excited. I'm so happy. Like, this has been so fun.
Isn't this fun?
I know. I miss you so much. Seriously, like, I know we keep on saying we need to have a coffee or a brunch or like a cocktail date. But seriously, when you get back and this is all over, like, no BSing around. We're
making it happen, girl. Like, for real, we need to. Oh, we do have a question. Okay. What are unique bouquet ideas for the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom? I know sometimes they don't always want a typical look. Ooh, great question,
Yeah, that's
Jordan.
a really great question.
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan, by the way. A lot of people, and I have been straying away from corsages because, one, if you put it on your wrist, it just like, sometimes you can get allergic to it or itch. And then if the pin-on corsages, like, it takes away from their dress. And I think that's just kind of like old-timey. I'm going to be honest. Like, I want to kick it to the curb. But just little posy bouquets, it really just depends. Some people do just mainly roses. I wouldn't recommend red roses if those are not your colors. But what I usually do is like a few sprigs of greens, a little bit of texture, some baby's breath maybe in there. Painted, dried baby's breath is like my favorite. And then just a couple of spray roses. And so,
Ooh,
yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me miss flowers so much. Oh. And I love when we get to put flowers in the hair too.
I know. That's seriously
It's
like
so pretty.
so creative and so pretty, like so ethereal. It's my favorite. It's
like
definitely
the baby's breath, and even for some we'll do like little roses. And
yes, so freaking cute.
love it. I can't wait to design. If you've seen, I call her Sally Sue. She's my little
yes.
Yeah, my little mannequin head. And me and Sally Sue have been doing lots of hair, but I'm ready to get back to doing some real hair.
Love it. I wish I was Sally Sue right now, because like, this is the first time that I've put a curling iron to my head in maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you do a good job with it. Do you use a curling iron or a wand?
It's a wand. It's the Beach Waver. So
there we go.
I love the beach. It's really awesome.
It's a good one.
So,
yep. Well, this was fun. Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't wait for you to be back.
Yes.
This is going to happen. Okay.
We're going to have a little real happy hour.
Yes, we are. We are.
But for now, that'll do.
Get together.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, this is fun.
I miss you so. Seriously. Yes. And y'all have snow there, so
this has been crazy. Like, it's melted away now, but yeah, we had so much snow. I'm like, this is April. This is nuts. I'm not used to that.
That is, there's definitely no snow here.
Oh, goodness. Well, good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Again, you guys can reach out to Elise through Prim and Lovely, spelled out right?
Yep.
.com.
Yep.
And then her Instagram as well. And she can set you up with some gorgeous flowers.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Marcy.
Thank you. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, you too.
Okay,
bye.
Bye, girl.